Yeah, that is one thing, that there is going to be different challenges for production and brew pub.
Yeah.
So you stated some of the challenges of how a production brewery would, possibly have to buy shelf space. What are some of the challenges that brew pubs face, even considering laws that are, or legislation out there that prohibits you from
Number one challenge, you want to say it for me? Finding good labor.
Finding good labor.
It's really, really hard to find young people who want to get into this industry as a career, who will accept the pay rates of a brewer, which you might all realize we're not bankers here. And then us, as brewpubs, we tend to really train hard. We really bring people in and they get a really great base training because they do every possible thing in brewing. Brian can attest, he was a killer brewer at the brew house. And he stayed for a long time, but in general, finding and keeping good people has been my biggest challenge, really. Because if you do get a really great person, maybe in a year they're going to jump ship and be a head brewer somewhere else. So, so we lately have gone to a different model of bringing in solid people and training them from the ground up with no experience into brewers, which is a gift for them. They don't have to go to school, but it's still really hard. That's without a doubt my biggest challenge. I mean, you know that, big time. Yeah, and so I don't know what you guys, but that's me.
We've spawned a lot of brewers.
The two of us.
Yeah, Town Hall has had two of our people, Mike and Scott. Scott was Mike's assistant there originally. We've had a number of people go from Lake Superior to Brew House. We've had people go to the Thirsty Pagan. We've had people go to Harpoon. We've had people go to Kona. We've had people go to the Boathouse in Ely, up to Silver Gulch in Alaska. Frank was at Borealis up in Alaska for a while, and then he came down. And
Glacier Brew House.
Was it Glacier? I thought it was Borealis. Okay. Anyway, he was gone. Out of our reach, and yeah, it's tough because people want a career and they want to advance. And,
right.
Like Levi, he sent down an article published in one of the Alaskan papers out of Fairbanks because he was the new guy, and he said, well, there had a well-entrenched head brewer, and he used to joke about pushing me down the stairs in order to advance. So, if you're a younger fellow, you want to advance in your career, then you need to move on or start your own, like Brian has done or Bob has done.
Exactly. The brew pub one. Oh, sorry, let's market access. That's the other big brew pub challenge. There isn't any. As a brew pub, I'm not going to complain because we have tied houses and we control our beer every second. We put it on tap, we take care of it, better than anybody. We never lose sight of our beer. We don't have a distributor or a retailer screwing our beer up. We're really fortunate that way. We also have no opportunity to sell our beer anywhere else in the world except here in Duluth at a few locations. So market access, the only way I can produce more beer and hire better brewers and pay people more money is to have market access. Those are my two challenges.
No, and I think that ties into legality, which Tim had mentioned. I mean, there's especially as a small brewery, navigating I don't have a legal department. I am the legal department, along with the janitor, the marketing guy, the brewer, and a million other things. So, navigating some of the intricacies of how and where and what we can do to distribute our beer and grow market access. And I think a simplification, some simplification gets to be a kind of a complex mess. And I guess for me, as a small brewery, that proves to be a pretty big challenge as well. I mean, Minnesota's got some fairly interesting setups when it comes to the legal aspects of brewing.
I think I can speak on behalf of the new guy on the block. Like, I'm the new guy on the block in every way. Like, I'm a new brewer, new brew pub, and like Duluth hasn't had to contend with more than one brew pub in the spot, really. And it comes down to the marketing. It comes down to that kind of stuff. Like, there is no market share. Like, we're a place down at Canal Park, and that's it, period. And so, like, we get a lot of, where are you guys? Canal Park Brewery, where are you? well, we're in Canal Park. But like
Really?
but that's it. Like who the hell are you? And like what? Where am I gonna get your beer? Well, you're gonna have to come down to Canal Park. And like you just have to convince people to come down to Canal Park. And like that's a big challenge in Duluth specifically. Like it's always been considered a tourist destination. And I'm not gonna lie, we live on tourism. That's fact. But we want the people in Duluth to come down and recognize this is Duluth. Like we also are Duluth. Like we live here, we brew here, we love here. Like that's what we're on the lake. It's awesome. And it's as soon as you get outside of Canal Park, it's who the hell are you? Well, that's one of the hardest things for me. Like, and I'm the brewer there, and it's one of those. So, and like that's one of the hardest things that I have to deal with in my day to day. It's like no one knows.
We call it the monks.
The monks.
The monks of Duluth.
I wish I had a hood right now. I'd put it on.
You guys all talked about
Only a brew pub brewer could be a monk, because you guys can get your beer out there somewhere.
I've got a costume.
Take,